Now, this uptick in fights is one of the reasons why school districts across the country are deciding to ban cell phones, including Broward County, Florida. Joining me now is Alan Zeman, Broward County School Board member. Alan, I can't tell you how many parents I have talked to, and I have 3 teenagers, who have been begging their schools to do just what you all are doing. Now, your ban just started this year of the cell phones. What have you found since the ban?
Well, thanks, Laura. I have 3 kids in school as well. And our ban so far has reduced fighting, which is wonderful. And when you think about cell phones and how they fuel the beginning of fights and the middle of fights and the length of fights, the number of people that can be involved in fights, we think this is a pretty sage policy for Broward County schools.
So are people just are students taking their phones, or were they taking their phones to record what happened? What you saying is what we say in our banner. Were these fueling fights? Or was it all feeding on itself because of the social media?
Well, when you look at the beginning of fights and cyberbullying and the inciting of groups of people to conduct violence, that is all enabled by technology, particularly cell phones. Then you think about kind of the actual fight, and people, instead of de-escalating or intervening in a good way, are filming the fight so that they can show it to other people. And then after the fact, we have cell phones again not helping us to do the right thing in fights, but actually broadcasting those things to other people. And so at every stage of a fight, what we have been told and what the research shows is that cell phones actually incite fights, not only make the fights more common, Laura, but also make them more severe and have more people involved. You can't get dozens of people involved in a fight without cell phones.
No, I mean, this is just insanity. And I'm so glad you've done this. I'm so glad one of my son's schools has, they have those pouches where you put your phone in the pouch and you can't get it, I guess, until the end of the day. But are you also cautioning other schools not to do that? Well, check in at lunchtime. You can check in during breaks. That is not the way to go, I understand?
Well, the research suggests that the longer kids don't have their cell phones, the better off they're going to be. And not just in terms of avoiding violence, but better academic performance, right, which is the core mission of our schools, and less mental illness. And we are in the middle of an epidemic of mental illness amongst teenagers and young adults, and it coincides directly with the amazing expansion of social media through cell phones. So I think no matter how you look at the research or what data you look at, this is going to work out better for all students the way we've done it. No cell phone from bell to bell, no pouches, just strict.
Okay, my next thing is get rid of the pouches in the school. So no cell phones, bell to bell. I love it. It's really easy to follow. Alan, the reaction from parents, I already know what the reaction is going to be. I mean, I know people worry about emergencies, but somehow we all survived when we were kids without cell phones. But the reaction, 1 to 10, 10 being the most positive reaction. What's the reaction been?
I'd have to give it a 9.8. And in Broward, by the way, we allow kids to hold onto their phone, but it has to be in airplane mode and not used. So if there is an emergency, they can go right into regular mode and make that call, and I think that's smart. But what parents are telling us are things like at dinner time, their kids are coming to the table without their cell phones. So no bowl in the middle where you got to throw your phone and everybody pretend like they're not paying attention. They're not using the phones after school because they've learned that for 6 or 7 hours, they can live without it.
When you look at the cell phone usage, like if you follow your kids on breaks, you see the cell phone usage skyrocket. It's crazy. You're doing the right thing. More schools have to get on board. Alan, thank you thank you for doing this and for sharing your experience with it. Kids actually talking, isn't that a great thing? And learning. Alan, thanks so much.
And connecting with each other too,
yes,
Laura.
And connecting,
it's so important.
and being really part of a community, not a fake online community, which isn't the same thing as a real friend. Alan, thank you.